Well, hour and a half later, we have the completed engine for the Super Zinger. I'm going to let her sit for 10-20 minutes, and I can actually mount her in the truck bed. Yeah, this is the truck bed. She mounts right here. So it won't be long, and she'll be sitting in there. Alright? Now, let's take a look. I got a little bit of touching up to do here and there, but not much. I'm not going to pick it up because those exhaust pipes are still curing up a bit. There we go. And I got them aligned the way I want them right now. They're both fairly even on there. And I don't really want to mess with it much. But there's the completed engine. Okay? Again, I got to touch up the chrome a little bit here and there. And I like the contrast between the Alclad and the actual chrome. I think it looks really nice. I think she came out really, really nice. And the new exhaust pipes really help. I'm going to take some black pigments and I'm going to smoke the ends of those pipes so they look like they've been used a bit. Okay? I also like the color contrast between the orange and the blue. Alright? Really like how that came out. Really do. Another thing, I even scuffed up the fan belt so it looks like it's been run, because anytime you look at a fan belt, it is scuffed. Okay? I found one part that just doesn't want to glue on there right. So we're going to yank her off and glue her on later. The condenser doesn't want to glue on right. So let's turn her so you guys can see this side. I'll glue that on once this cures up. There's a little bit of paint residue in there that I didn't get scraped, so this thing isn't adhering correctly. And that was part of the reason why this took me 2 hours. I had to scrape a lot of chrome and a lot of paint to get everything to line up right. I think that engine came out looking really nice. The re-chromed pipes look good. It's a good contrast to the actual kit chrome. And just in case you can't see it, this is the Alclad chrome, the pipes. The valve cover is the kit chrome. I can see a difference, and it's subtle. It's not real huge. Okay? This part back here is Alclad. This is the kit chrome. I can see a difference there. Yeah. This one's not quite as shiny as that. I like how the Alclad chrome comes out, and I'm liking how this engine comes out. I think she's going to look really nice with that truck sitting on that truck bed, with that truck cab sitting right in front of her. Alright, I think she's going to look really nice. Well, there you go. Engine's almost done. I just got to glue this condenser back on that came off right here. And tomorrow she gets glued to the engine bed, which is right here. I mean the truck frame right here. The cab is close to done with its final coats. I need to do some touch-up painting on it, and I'm not going to show you the cab right now, even though it's got its first color coat down on her. And again, I had to strip the paint completely off the trailer, so I have to repaint that. And it's sitting in a vat of super clean right now to pull the primer off, the white primer. For some reason, and if you look at these exhaust pipes, the Alclad came out really smooth on them. Okay? They look like pipes, alright, chromed pipes, and the Alclad on the trailer didn't. It was mottled, and I think it was the primer, because the trailer itself is really smooth. I sanded it down with 1200 grit sandpaper, so it should have been smooth. So it was going to get stripped regardless. It just didn't look right. But anyhow, I'll be back as soon as I got something more to show you. Talk to you later. Alright. Super Zinger. One, the pipe came off. Not a big loss. That can be glued right back on. But there was a scratch in the pipe. So what we've got here is super putty as a masking agent. And I've pretty much masked off what needs to be repaired. And I'm about to go black paint it, clear coat it, and then redo the Alclad. And then clear coat it again. So she's got 3 layers of paint coming on her. This silly putty works great as a temporary mask. I'm going to use it quite a bit on these next few builds, I get the feeling. because it doesn't leave greasy marks on your model. It's not the same thing as a masking fluid. It doesn't stick to the surface like a masking fluid was, but it does stick to the surface. I'm getting where I like this stuff. Well, yeah, I'm gonna quit ranting. I'm gonna go paint because I need to be working on this. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, right here we have one of the pipes for the Super Zinger. Yes, the paint is gone. I decided to strip the paint and start over. It was an experiment. I threw it in a batch of 91% alcohol, and it stripped the lacquer paint right off. It stripped the enamel paint off. It stripped Mr. Surfacer right off. I mean, that stuff just took everything right off. Didn't strip the super glue, which holds the parts together, though, and that made me happy. So I get to do some more seam filling on it, but that's okay because I'm about to do some seam filling on this. Alright, so I'll be back in a little bit. Alright everyone, I went to go paint, yes, repaint for the third time the pipes on the Super Zinger, and this one broke. I had embedded a styrene rod about up this high inside the pipe, and the styrene rod broke and the super glue around the rod broke. So I gotta let this dry, reshape it before I can paint. I want to let you guys know what's up with that. I'm not going to post all the painting videos. This one's going to hit before a lot of the painting videos will, simply because, well, I screwed up. I'll post one set of the screw-ups. I did the same screw-up twice. Didn't realize I was doing the same screw-up until the second time. I thought it was just something else I did. But I realized what the mistakes were, and they'll be detailed and outlined in a little bit so everyone can learn from my mistakes and not repeat it. Okay? So I will do that while I'm putting the paint down. I will videotape the paint on this one as well. Just so you guys know what's going on. This one's got to set and cure for a little bit. I use slow drying super glue for some reason, instead of that fast instant glue stuff. Primarily because it gets on my hands and I don't like my fingers instantly stuck together. With this stuff, I have some time to get it off. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we're here to talk about Alclad paints. This is my third time to paint the semi-trailer and the exhaust pipes. It's the second time on them. Part of that is because I messed up. And I didn't know how I was messing up until recently. By the way, this is 99%. Oh, there's something in there. I'm going to have to get what's in there out. I didn't know there was something in there. This is 91% alcohol. Oh, there's nothing in there. I don't know what that is. I will find out in a little bit, but it's not. What the heck? Ah, it's paint. That's 91% alcohol. And I use it as a paint stripper. I think I've reported that in a couple of videos already. I'm just going to put it in the corner there. Let it go. Okay. We got Alclad black base. Gloss black base. This goes on first. When I'm done with that, I'm going to use some chrome. Okay? Now I'm going to let that gloss black base dry for 24 hours before I put this chrome on here, because that is an enamel paint and I want the enamel to cure. If it was an acrylic, I could probably put the next coat down in 30 minutes, but it's not an acrylic. Okay, so let me get this open. And another reason for this is we are checking out a new airbrush. This is the one I won in the contest last year. It is a Badger 105 Patriot. Okay, and I haven't done any practice painting with it, nothing. So I'm going to take a piece of blank paper towel here, lay it down, and I don't know if you can see it, but I can. Crinkled up paper towel. This thing moves so much air, it holds it down and sucks it down flat. I'm going to use it for practice painting, simply because I need to get used to this airbrush a teeny bit. And yes, I am going to go ahead and use the gloss black base for my practice painting. Okay, Now one thing, Alclad paints use this stopper thing to get the paint to drip back down. You got to watch it because it doesn't always come out. So I'm going to take one of my droppers, get me some paint, putting it in Mr. Airbrush. Okay, I'll clean the paint out of that in a minute. Turning on the compressor. Nowhere near as thin a line as I can get with the other airbrush. But I can't get that thick of a line with the other airbrush either. So this is an oh, I can get a pretty thin line with this one. This is just a good all-around airbrush. That's what I was looking for. With the Sotar, just for comparison, here's a piece of paper towel I practiced with a Sotar. You see the difference in those lines? Sotar, Patriot. Much thinner, much more detailed line with a Sotar. Okay? I think this one's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and start just painting this trailer up. And I just want to get a nice uniform coverage. I'm not going to try to rush this. Again, this is my third time to paint this trailer. Stripping the paint off of it. She looks like she's had some paint stripped off of her. That's fine. By the way, if you're wondering how this stick is stuck to the trailer, silly putty. I have had some people ask me about paint getting out of the spray booth and paint smells in the house. As long as I stay within the paint booth, paint smells do not leave it. They are taken right outside because this thing's moving so much air. Okay, I'm going to let that one sit for a little bit. I know, I'm not done painting it. We're just going to switch and paint up the exhaust pipes. I'm not painting yet. I'm just not painting. Again, my goal is not 100% coverage the first round. Just get some paint on it. This thing's taking a little getting used to, not too much. Definitely different than the Sotar. This is closer to the Pache VL that I've been using. The brush has more along the feel along that one. Back to Mr. Trailer. Now if I get the lighting just where I can see it, I can see the color coat building just perfectly. Set that down. And again, all I'm doing is cycling between the different parts. And I'm going to move this because I get the feeling some of my airflow is... Oh, out of paint. Let's get some more paint. Definitely got more paint flowing now. Another thing I'm trying to learn how to do is before I actually paint, I'm learning the problem with using silly putty as a holder. This is about to come off there. that does not make me happy that does not want to stay on there, and there's no way I can really handle it well. I'm going to have to get creative. Everyone see it moving on my stick? I think I got this one pretty well black painted anyhow. Okay. Let me get this one where I'm not going to worry about it coming apart on me, because it's not really on there much. I'm not touching that one again tonight. I think I got this painted down very well, real well. I do think so. How to paint again. Time to get a bit more paint. That was probably more paint than I needed, but that's okay. We're going to F this one. Open her up and letting her really spit some paint. I know I shouldn't touch it. I'm going to. I just get the feeling I didn't get the paint on it right from this side. Did this time. Alright, we're going to put it aside and not touch it again until tomorrow. Now, let's stop recording. We're on our way to Estes Park, and we're about 10 miles out of it, entering Pinewood Springs. Hard to believe how much the area changes just 30 miles outside Denver, maybe 40. Because we're about 30-40 miles outside Denver right now. It's amazing how much the climate changes. What are you thinking, Nellie?
I'm loving it.
You loving it?
Yeah. Other than the pressure in my head.
The change in pressures is catching her. As we go up and down the mountains, the pressures change. Go that way. Yeah, we didn't opt for the traditional honeymoon or something like Niagara Falls, Las Vegas. He went to Colorado. After living in Texas, this is a huge, huge change, isn't it?
Yeah.
You also feel the air temperature changing as we go up this way. Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Definitely cooling off.